Question 3. DS. If John and Tom plan on going to a picnic site, which one of them will reach the picnic site first? Condition 1. John travels to the picnic site at a constant rate of 50 miles per hour. Condition 2. Tom travels to the picnic site at a constant rate of 100 miles per hour. Solution. Now we will solve this DS question using the variable approach. Tip 2. If there are 3 or more variables, including the 2x2 questions, then E is the likely answer. Let's apply the 3 steps suggested previously. Follow the first step of the variable approach by modifying and rechecking the original condition and the question. We have to find who will reach the picnic site first, Tom or John. Let us look at the information from the original condition. The answer to this question will be in terms of a unique answer, Tom or John, and therefore, we apply CMT2 to this question. The question can be transferred to a separated 2x2 table. Velocity at time 1 is v1. Velocity at time 2 is v2. Distance at time 1 is d1. Distance at time 2 is d2. You can't determine the time if you only know the velocity or the distance. In this case, the number of variables is 4, and the most likely answer is E. We are dealing with 4 variables, v1, v2, d1, and d2, and we're looking for whether t1 is greater than t2. That is, d1 over v1 greater than d2 over v2. Follow the second and third steps. From the original condition, we have 6 variables, t1, t2, v1, v2, d1, and d2, and 2 equations. v1 times t1 equals d1, and v2 times t2 equals d2. To match the number of variables with the number of equations, we need 4 equations. Since conditions 1 and 2 will provide 1 equation each, E would most likely be the answer. Recall 3 principles, choose E as the most likely answer. Let's look at both conditions together. Conditions 1 and 2 tell us that v1 equals 50 and v2 equals 100. So the question becomes whether d1 over 50 is greater than d2 over 100. But we still cannot determine the unique value of d1 and d2. So it is not sufficient by CMT1, which means that the answer should be in terms of a unique yes or no. 2 people are traveling, and the answer is E. Both conditions 1 and 2 together are not sufficient. So, E is the correct answer. Answer: E.